I think probably this will be my last trip to Europe. But all my buddies are gone. All my buddies are waiting for me up there.
Papa Jake Larson, a treasured and revered D-Day veteran, is now with his fellow comrades. We learned over the weekend that he had passed away at 102 years old. Since then, tributes continue to pour in for the Minnesota native turned TikTok star. Heidi Wigdahl shows us what made him so special.
Picture was taken when I came home from the 45-day leave.
With more than 1 million followers, Jake Larson, known as Papa Jake, became a TikTok star, sharing stories as a World War II veteran.
I'm just a country boy.
Papa Jake grew up in Hope, Minnesota.
Who I am, I don't even know.
In 2023, he visited the Steele County Free Fair, retelling stories now familiar to his fans, like how he enlisted in the National Guard in 1938 after lying about his age.
1919, sir. There's a sign right here. That was all there was to it.
My grandpa was his first cousin, and so they grew up like brothers by Owatonna, and they're the ones that lied to get into the National Guard when they were 15.
Leslie Richardson of Blue Earth says when a drunk driver killed her own grandpa,
he didn't skip a beat. He took us in and treated us like his own.
On June 6, 1944, D-Day. Staff Sergeant Larson was among the nearly 160,000 Allied troops who stormed the Normandy shore.
I'm reliving walking in on D-Day.
This video is from last year's visit, returning to Normandy 80 years later.
They gave their life so that I could make it.
Not only did Papa Jake survive, he shared their stories.
And I don't think he told any of his war stories till he was probably like really 80. You just didn't talk about it. You just kept it to yourself. And I think he started telling it and it made him feel better. And people were so appreciative of it.
His service earned him a Bronze Star and a French Legion of Honor Award. Papa Jake went on to tell his story, not just through social media, but in a memoir.
And I said, you're a national treasure, like the whole world needs to hear your story, and that's why you're still here.
I'm 101 years old. It won't be long and I'll be joining them.
After this interview, Papa Jake made it back to Normandy one last time. The Normandy Tourism Facebook page said he, quote, spent a whole week sharing his stories with the school children and young people of the region. He will never be forgotten.
Papa Jake's granddaughter released a statement saying he went peacefully and was cracking jokes till the very end. If you'd like to learn more about Papa Jake, as you heard, he co-wrote that memoir called The Luckiest Man in the World. Right now, a local shelter is stepping up as animal care centers around the country and here at home face a surge in pet surrenders. Jessica Hart shows us the efforts to help those animals.
Saving an animal's life.
Oh, thank you.
Is Rachel Mayrose's mission at the Bond Between.
Like I said, it's controlled chaos, and we just try to say yes to as many as possible.
Saying yes to animals in Minnesota.
Poppy is about 3 months old.
And beyond.
And she is from Alabama and came up yesterday via plane, which is crazy in and of itself.
Poppy was one of 60 dogs and cats saved by them and the Animal Humane Society.
Go. Ready as I'll ever be.
They worked with the Bissell Pet Foundation to fly them north. The first ever Bissell flight to Minnesota.
They're not used to taking a private jet. That's not part of their normal day-to-day. So the specific shelters they were working with, they average about 3 to 5 euthanasias per day, which is really upsetting. It's not the fault of the shelter. It's just literally a capacity issue. Yeah. There was a group of puppies that had been found in a dumpster, just tied up in a garbage bag.
She was just very scared.
These 2 puppies weren't found in that dumpster, but they did find their foster parents.
It's so exciting. They're so sweet.
At the Bond Between, surrender applications are up 28% year over year. And they've taken in 140% more local surrenders than last year. More than half from Minnesota shelters. The rest are out of state.
I think that you need to just reach out to the communities that need it the most. And I've always thought that it's our job to take care of others.
Because when it comes to saving an animal's life, it's hard to say no.
At the end of the day, I don't think you can just draw a line through where you stop caring.
Well, all of the dogs and most of the cats from Alabama are in foster homes except for little Poppy. For more information on the bond between, you can head to our website, KARE11.com. Stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.